Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The year 2009 was a pivotal one in American history, marking the 200th anniversary of the birth of William Henry Harrison, the 9th President of the United States. Though his presidency was tragically short, lasting only a month before his death, his legacy would be immortalized through the release of a special commemorative coin, a $1 coin that would feature his likeness and honor his place in American history. This coin, part of the Presidential Dollar coin program, would go on to become more than just a piece of currency. It would become a symbol of a time in U.S. history and a treasure sought after by collectors. The William Henry Harrison $1 coin was released as part of the ongoing series dedicated to celebrating the life and legacy of each U.S. president. But while the coins for presidents like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Andrew Jackson were relatively well known, the 2009 Harrison dollar would end up having a story of its own, one filled with unexpected twists, historical significance, and impressive value. This coin is a perfect example of how something that starts out as a mass-produced piece of currency can evolve into a rare collector's item. To understand the significance of the 2009 William Henry Harrison dollar coin, we must first delve into the historical context that surrounds it. William Henry Harrison was born on February 9, 1773, and became a national hero in the early 19th century. He was known for his military victories, especially at the Battle of Tippecanoe in 1811, where he earned the nickname Old Tippecanoe. He went on to become a U.S. congressman and senator before ultimately running for president. Harrison won the presidency in 1840, defeating incumbent Martin Van Buren. His campaign slogan, Tippecanoe and Tyler too, referring to his running mate, John Tyler, resonated with the American public, especially in the midst of a severe economic depression. Harrison's inauguration on March 4, 1841, was one of the most attended in U.S. history, with Harrison delivering a 2-hour speech in cold, wet weather, which is believed to have contributed to his death just 31 days later from pneumonia. His sudden death made Harrison the first U.S. president to die in office, and his brief time in office left a lasting mark on American political history. While Harrison's presidency was short-lived, his impact was far-reaching. His death ushered in the era of presidential succession, setting a precedent for how the country would handle the unexpected death of a sitting president. Despite his brief time in office, Harrison remains a significant figure in American history, and his legacy was honored by the U.S. Mint in 2009 with the release of his commemorative $1 coin. The design of the 2009 William Henry Harrison dollar coin is deeply connected to the historical significance of Harrison's presidency. Like the other coins in the Presidential Dollar coin program, the design features a portrait of the president on the obverse, front, of the coin. For Harrison, the U.S. Mint worked with renowned engraver Don Everhart, who created a striking and detailed image of the 9th president. The portrait, while respectful of historical accuracy, was designed to embody Harrison's military background and his status as a national hero. The likeness shows Harrison with a confident expression, looking forward, a fitting representation of his strong leadership during his campaign and military career. Surrounding Harrison's image are the words, William Henry Harrison, the year of his birth, 1773, and the year of his death, 1841, underscoring the brevity of his life and presidency. The reverse, back, of the coin features the familiar motif of a flowing ribbon inscribed with the words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and $1, along with an image of the Statue of Liberty. This design was standard for the Presidential Dollar coin series and served to symbolize the unity and strength of the United States. While the coin's design was striking and respectful of Harrison's legacy, it wasn't long before collectors began to notice something unusual about the 2009 Harrison dollar. Although this coin was part of a larger series, there was an unexpected twist that would soon make it one of the most highly sought-after and valuable coins in the collection, a production error that made the coin rare and highly coveted among numismatists. But what was the nature of this error, and why did it make the coin so special? As with many coins, the production process for the 2009 Harrison dollar was highly automated, with machines striking millions of coins at a time. However, the mint's high volume of production and the complexities of the coin-making process meant that some coins would inevitably suffer from imperfections or errors. These errors, while rare, can significantly impact a coin's value in the world of collecting. One such error occurred in the 2009 Harrison dollar coins, where a small number of the coins were struck with a significant mistake, missing or incomplete lettering on the edge of the coin. Typically, coins are minted with inscriptions on their edges, a feature introduced in the presidential dollar coin program to make them stand out from previous coins. However, for some of the 2009 Harrison dollars, this edge lettering, intended to read E pluribus unum and In God We Trust, was either missing or improperly stamped, creating a visible error that made these coins unique. These coins were called missing edge lettering or wrong edge lettering coins, and they quickly caught the attention of collectors, who understood that errors like these were rare and would only increase the value of the coin over time. Collectors and numismatists know that errors in coin production are one of the primary factors that can make a coin valuable. Coins with imperfections or production mistakes are often prized because they represent a rare piece of history. In the case of the 2009 William Henry Harrison dollar coin, the missing or incorrect edge lettering made the coin much more desirable, as only a small number of these error coins were produced. As more collectors became aware of this rare variety, the demand for these flawed coins skyrocketed, and the value began to increase exponentially. While many of the Harrison dollars minted in 2009 were relatively easy to come by, the error coins became highly sought after. In fact, the value of a 2009 Harrison dollar with missing or incorrect edge lettering has been known to reach an impressive $142,000 in some cases. This is a stunning amount for a coin that, at first glance, may seem like just another dollar coin in the presidential series. But for the lucky few who stumbled upon one of these error coins, the rewards were significant, as their value skyrocketed due to their rarity and the collector demand. The dramatic increase in value for these error coins demonstrates just how important it is for collectors to carefully examine their coins. A coin that might seem like a standard dollar coin could actually be a rare find, worth far more than its face value. For those who own a 2009 Harrison dollar with the edge lettering error, the discovery of this coin can be life-changing, turning what might have been a simple piece of change into a valuable treasure. As for how to identify one of these rare 2009 Harrison dollars, it's fairly simple. Look closely at the edge of the coin for the inscriptions E pluribus unum and In God We Trust. If these inscriptions are missing or improperly struck, you may have a valuable error coin in your possession. For collectors and investors, this is the key to identifying the rare variety that commands such a high price. As with any rare coin, it's always a good idea to have your find authenticated by a professional grading service to ensure that it is genuine and to determine its condition, as coins in excellent condition can fetch even higher prices. The 2009 William Henry Harrison $1 coin, with its unique design and rare production error, is a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting. It shows that even coins from more recent years can hold tremendous value, and that a simple mistake in the production process can lead to a highly prized collector's item. As the 2009 Harrison dollar coin continues to be celebrated by collectors and historians alike, its legacy as a rare and valuable coin is secure, one that honors a president's short-lived but impactful legacy, while also serving as a reminder that the world of numismatics is full of surprises and hidden treasures. The history of U.S. coinage is filled with fascinating stories, and among these tales lies the remarkable story of the John Quincy Adams $1 coin, minted between 1825 and 1829. As one of the more unusual pieces in the history of American currency, this coin holds much more significance than it might initially seem. In this video, we will dive deep into the story of the John Quincy Adams $1 coin, exploring its historical background, design evolution, the circumstances surrounding its minting, and of course, the mystery behind its value today. What began as an ordinary piece of currency would eventually grow into an extraordinary collectible, with some specimens valued at an impressive $148,000. Let's start by understanding the historical context in which the John Quincy Adams dollar coin was created. John Quincy Adams, the sixth President of the United States, was born on July 11, 1767, in Braintree, Massachusetts, and he came from a distinguished political family. His father, John Adams, was the second President of the United States and played a crucial role in the American Revolution. John Quincy Adams was a man of intellect and diplomatic skill, known for his service as a diplomat, U.S. Senator, and as Secretary of State under President James Monroe before becoming president himself in 1825. He was an advocate for modernizing the U.S. economy, expanding the nation's infrastructure, and fostering American nationalism, though his presidency was marked by political challenges. Adams's presidency, which lasted from 1825 to 1829, was a critical period in American history. This was a time of political division, and Adams faced numerous challenges, including the rise of political parties that would lead to the development of the Jacksonian democracy. Adams's presidency itself was often overshadowed by the political battles he faced. He was defeated by Andrew Jackson in the 1828 election, marking the end of his term and the beginning of a new era in U.S. politics. In 1825, the same year Adams took office, the U.S. Mint was in a crucial period of developing and refining its coinage. The Mint had been established in 1792, and by the time of Adams's presidency, it was working on producing coins that would better represent the nation's growing economy and political identity. Adams's presidency, with its complex political landscape, provided a fitting backdrop for the creation of a new coin that would honor him as the president. The John Quincy Adams $1 coin, like many U.S. coins at the time, was not necessarily intended to become a long-lasting piece of currency, but rather part of an effort to honor the nation's leadership. The coin was part of a broader tradition of issuing coins to commemorate U.S. presidents and historical figures, but it was notable for being one of the first to depict a living president, something that was quite rare during that time. The design of the coin is perhaps the most striking aspect of its legacy. The John Quincy Adams dollar coin featured a classic design that drew upon the neoclassical style common in coinage during the early 19th century. The coin's obverse, front, depicted a bust of John Quincy Adams, shown in profile. This design was created by the artist Robert Scott, who was a prominent engraver for the U.S. Mint at the time. The bust captured Adams in a dignified, serious manner, which was typical for presidential portraits of that era. The coin also featured the inscription, John Quincy Adams, along with the dates of his presidency, 1825 to 1829. The reverse of the coin showcased a simple yet elegant design that was standard for U.S. coinage at the time. It displayed a traditional eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, perched on an olive branch. Above the eagle was the inscription, United States of America, while below it was the denomination, $1. The reverse design reflected the national pride and unity that was common in American coinage during the early years of the Republic. It was a design that sought to symbolize the strength and stability of the nation, even as it faced political and social challenges. Despite the beauty of the design and its historical significance, the John Quincy Adams $1 coin didn't enjoy widespread circulation during its time. Part of this was due to the political and economic circumstances of the time. The U.S. Mint was still in its early stages of coin production, and there were several other coins in circulation that dominated the market. Furthermore, the country's economic instability during the 1820s contributed to an environment where coins like the John Quincy Adams dollar were not widely accepted or used. But just because the coin was not widely circulated during its time doesn't mean it was forgotten. In fact, the scarcity of the coin, combined with its connection to a historic figure like John Quincy Adams, contributed to its growing appeal among collectors. The coin was rare even when it was first minted, as only a small number were produced. Over time, its value would only increase as collectors sought out this unique piece of U.S. history. The John Quincy Adams dollar coin's appeal as a collector's item grew exponentially, especially in the 20th and 21st centuries. As collectors began to appreciate the historical significance of the coin, interest in acquiring it for private collections skyrocketed. Part of what makes the coin so appealing is its rarity and the historical connection to one of the country's lesser-known presidents. While John Quincy Adams was certainly a significant political figure, his presidency did not have the same lasting impact on the American public as other presidents, making coins like this one even more precious for collectors who seek out rare and historically significant items. The coin's value continues to rise, with some specimens commanding astonishing prices on the open market. At its peak, the John Quincy Adams $1 coin has been valued at an astounding $148,000. This is a far cry from its original face value of just $1, and it underscores the rarefied nature of collectible coins in the numismatic world. For collectors lucky enough to have one of these coins in their possession, the reward has been substantial. However, these coins are not easy to come by, and finding one in excellent condition or with particularly rare features can be a real stroke of luck. So, what makes this coin so valuable? Beyond its historical significance and connection to a lesser-known president, its value can also be attributed to a few key factors. First, the coin's rarity is an obvious contributor. Because the coin was not widely circulated, fewer specimens are available today. This makes it much harder for collectors to find one, and as a result, those who do come across an example can demand a premium price. Additionally, the quality of the coin matters. Coins that are well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, are significantly more valuable than those in poor condition. A coin with exceptional details, a sharp strike, and minimal surface marks will always fetch a higher price. The historical importance of the coin, too, plays a role in its value. John Quincy Adams may not be the most famous president in U.S. history, but his legacy as a diplomat, a statesman, and the son of a founding father makes his likeness on a coin highly desirable. For collectors, this is a coin that tells the story of a particular period in American history, and that connection to the past adds immeasurable value. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand makes the John Quincy Adams $1 coin a true treasure in the world of numismatics. If you are lucky enough to own one, or if you come across one in your collection, it is essential to understand just how much value it could potentially hold. For some, the John Quincy Adams $1 coin represents more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of the enduring legacy of a president who, despite his relatively brief tenure, helped shape the future of the United States. So, if you ever come across an 1825 to 1829 John Quincy Adams $1 coin, take a closer look. What might seem like just another coin could very well be worth more than you ever imagined. Whether you're an experienced collector or just getting started, the John Quincy Adams $1 coin serves as a perfect example of the timeless allure of rare, historically significant pieces. And, who knows, your next find might just be worth $148,000, an extraordinary reward for a piece of American history that has endured for nearly 2 centuries. The 1972 USA $1 coin is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, one that carries with it not only a tale of striking design and manufacturing techniques but also a story of how a coin can rise in value over time, becoming a prized collector's item worth an astonishing $160,000 today. To understand the significance of the 1972 $1 coin, we must look into the broader context of its creation, the political and economic landscape of the time, and the collector's passion that elevated its worth to such great heights. As we delve into this journey, you'll learn about the coin's history, its design, the rarity of its minting, and, of course, why it holds such immense value today. In 1972, the United States was in the midst of a rapidly changing political, social, and economic environment. The Vietnam War was winding down, the Watergate scandal was looming, and the U.S. economy was struggling with inflation and unemployment. It was against this backdrop that the U.S. Mint set out to produce the 1972 $1 coin, which would eventually become a symbol of the changing times. At the time, the United States was in the midst of a national coinage transition, as the U.S. Mint sought to create new designs for its circulating coins and reduce the reliance on the traditional silver content in American currency. The U.S. Mint had been experimenting with new materials and designs for several years, and the 1972 $1 coin was one of the results of this effort. For many years, the United States dollar coin had featured designs that were rooted in tradition, with familiar images such as Lady Liberty or the eagle gracing the obverse and reverse of the coin. But in the 1970s, the U.S. Mint embarked on a bold new direction, seeking to update the design and create a coin that would better reflect the country's modern identity. The coin that would be minted in 1972 was part of this new wave of coin designs. The coin that would eventually be known as the 1972 $1 coin was produced as part of a new series intended to replace the long-standing peace dollar, which had been minted in limited quantities during the early 20th century. This new coin, designed to be more representative of the United States in the 1970s, was to be a departure from the older, more traditional designs. The U.S. Mint began experimenting with new designs, many of which were more modern and reflective of the country's evolving identity. The primary aim of the 1972 coin was to be more practical and recognizable to the public while also being made with less expensive materials. The resulting design for the 1972 $1 coin would go on to be one of the most iconic pieces of currency in American history. The design of the coin was developed by U.S. Mint engraver Frank Gasparo, who was tasked with creating a modern yet timeless design that would reflect the United States' sense of progress and national pride. What Gasparo came up with was a striking depiction of an eagle on the reverse side, with its wings spread wide and clutching an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other. This design was meant to symbolize peace and strength, two values that were central to the American ethos at the time. On the obverse, the coin featured a portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had served as the 34th President of the United States from 1953 to 1961. Eisenhower's image was chosen because of his role as a military leader during World War II and his prominence as a political figure. The portrait was designed to convey the strength, leadership, and dignity that Eisenhower brought to the country during his presidency. This was the first time that a former president's likeness had been used on a U.S. coin since the Franklin half-dollar series ended in 1947. The Eisenhower Dollar was a bold step forward in U.S. coin design. It was a larger coin compared to previous dollar coins, measuring 38.1 millimeters in diameter, which made it quite substantial. The size and design were not universally appreciated, and many found the coin to be too large for everyday use. Despite the initial criticism, the coin was striking in its visual appeal, and the eagle and Eisenhower portraits became synonymous with the 1970s era of American currency. Minted in both copper-nickel and a silver-clad variety, the 1972 $1 coin was meant to be a circulating coin, intended to be used in everyday transactions. The copper-nickel version of the coin was produced in large numbers and quickly became a staple of the nation's coinage. However, it was the silver-clad version that would become more significant in the world of coin collecting, and, as it turned out, it would be the key to the coin's later collector appeal and impressive value. While the 1972 $1 coin was widely produced, the coins were not embraced by the public as quickly as the Mint had hoped. One of the reasons for this lack of enthusiasm was the coin's large size, which made it less convenient to carry around compared to other coins in circulation. The public's resistance to the coin's larger size led to a lack of widespread circulation, and as a result, many of the 1972 $1 coins were never used in everyday transactions. This scarcity of circulated coins, combined with the fact that the coin was produced in multiple versions, created an environment where collectors could start to appreciate the rarity and uniqueness of the $1,972 coin. Despite its less than stellar reception by the public, the 1972 Eisenhower Dollar soon became a popular coin among collectors, especially those interested in the historical significance of U.S. coinage. The coin's limited circulation, combined with its connection to President Eisenhower and the political climate of the 1970s, made it an appealing addition to coin collections. As the years passed, the coin's value began to rise, and it became a staple in the world of numismatics. But what really set the 1972 $1 coin apart from other coins was a series of production errors that occurred during the minting process. These errors, although relatively rare, would go on to make the coin even more desirable to collectors and increase its value significantly. One of the most famous errors occurred when a small number of the 1972 coins were struck with a misalignment, which caused the eagle design on the reverse side of the coin to be slightly off-center. These misaligned coins, known as off-center coins, became highly sought after by collectors because they were so rare and unusual. Additionally, a few 1972 Eisenhower dollars were minted with other production flaws, such as doubling in the lettering or overstrikes, where one coin was minted over another. These types of errors were rare but incredibly valuable to collectors, who understand that such mistakes in coin production often lead to higher prices at auction. So, what does the future hold for the 1972 $1 coin? Given its historical context, its unique design, and the rarity of its error variants, this coin has proven to be a fantastic investment for collectors. Coins in pristine condition or those with production errors can command incredible prices, sometimes reaching up to $160,000. These coins, whether they feature off-center designs or rare minting flaws, are sought after by serious collectors who understand the value of these pieces of history. Over time, as fewer and fewer of these coins remain in good condition, their value will only continue to rise, making them an even more desirable commodity. If you happen to come across a 1972 Eisenhower dollar in your change or while browsing coin shops, it's worth taking a second look. While most of these coins are worth just $1, the ones with the rare minting errors could be worth a small fortune. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar serves as a perfect example of how a coin can grow in value over time, transforming from a simple piece of currency into a valuable and sought-after collector's item. In conclusion, the 1972 $1 coin is far more than just a reminder of an era long past. It is a symbol of a time when the United States was transitioning in terms of political and economic change, and a testament to the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. With its unique design, historical significance, and rare minting errors, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar has become a coin of remarkable value, commanding as much as $160,000 at auction today. For coin collectors, enthusiasts, and history buffs, this coin represents an exciting piece of the American past, a piece that, if you are fortunate enough to possess it, might just be worth more than you ever imagined. The 1974 USA $1 coin stands as a significant chapter in the story of American numismatics, a tale that intertwines the country's political climate, the evolution of its coinage, and the fascinating journey that leads to its extraordinary collector value today. If you're a collector, investor, or simply a lover of history, the 1974 $1 coin offers a captivating journey. With its striking design, historical importance, and connection to both modern and classic American imagery, this coin has become much more than just currency. Today, an unassuming 1974 $1 coin, if found in the right condition or with the right imperfections, can be worth up to $144,000. But how did this coin get from being a simple piece of change to becoming one of the most coveted items in the world of coin collecting? Let's take a deeper dive into this remarkable coin's history, design, and why it's so valuable. The year 1974 was a time of considerable political and economic turbulence in the United States. The country was still reeling from the effects of the Vietnam War, and the Watergate scandal, which had forced President Richard Nixon to resign in disgrace, was a fresh wound in the public's consciousness. The U.S. economy was struggling, with inflation and unemployment rates climbing. Amid this turmoil, the U.S. Mint was tasked with producing a new dollar coin that could replace older currency designs and, ideally, become a useful part of everyday life. Little did they know, this coin would evolve into one of the most significant numismatic pieces of the 20th century. At the time, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with producing a new series of coins. The goal was to create a coin that would be more practical and cost-effective for the public while still paying homage to the nation's history. The mint had already started to move away from the traditional silver content used in coins like the peace dollar and the Morgan dollar. There was a growing need to reduce costs, especially with the rising price of silver and the fluctuating economic climate. The 1974 $1 coin would be an important part of this transition, as it was to be struck using a copper-nickel alloy, rather than the silver of past dollar coins. The 1974 $1 coin was part of a series of coins known as the Eisenhower Dollar series. These coins were initially minted in 1971 and continued through the 1978 coinage, designed to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had passed away in 1969. Eisenhower was an iconic figure in American history. He had served as a five-star general during World War II and had been president from 1953 to 1961. In 1971, the U.S. Mint decided that his image would grace the obverse of the new $1 coin, a tribute to his military and political legacy. The design of the $1,974 coin was the result of collaboration between the U.S. Mint's engravers and artists. The obverse of the coin featured a portrait of President Eisenhower, and this portrait would remain unchanged throughout the Eisenhower Dollar series. Frank Gasparo, the Mint's chief engraver at the time, was tasked with creating the design of the coin. He captured Eisenhower in a dignified manner, showcasing his strong features and leadership qualities. The image of Eisenhower was paired with the Latin inscription "Liberty" and the year of minting, 1974. However, what truly made the 1974 $1 coin stand out was the reverse design. The reverse side of the coin featured a striking image of an eagle, its wings spread wide as it holds an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other. This eagle design was meant to symbolize strength, peace, and the readiness of the United States to defend its values. This powerful and symbolic image was paired with the inscription "United States of America," as well as the coin's denomination, E pluribus unum, and $1. The reverse design was deeply meaningful, reflecting the values and principles that were central to the national identity in the 1970s. The coin was produced in a relatively large diameter of 38.1 mm, which made it much larger than most coins in regular circulation. At this time, the Mint had started to experiment with producing coins that were larger and heavier, both as a way to reduce the cost of coin production and to create designs that would stand out. The size of the coin, however, became a point of criticism. The public was not used to carrying such large coins, and the 1974 Eisenhower dollar quickly fell out of favor. In fact, despite the large production numbers, the coin did not find its way into regular circulation. The coin's large size and weight were unwieldy, and people simply preferred to use paper currency, especially given the fact that $1 bills were still in wide circulation despite its lack of popularity with the general public. The 1974 $1 coin, like its predecessors, became highly coveted by collectors. The coin's relatively low circulation meant that fewer examples were available for numismatists and coin enthusiasts, and this rarity contributed to its appeal. Collectors knew that it could be challenging to find well-preserved, high-quality specimens of the coin, especially those with desirable characteristics such as minimal wear or those that had been kept in pristine condition. The coin's value was further enhanced by certain production errors that occurred during the minting process. These types of minting errors are relatively common in coinage, but in the case of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, they made the coin even more valuable to collectors. One of the most notable errors was the double die error, which resulted in the appearance of extra or doubled letters on the coin. This error occurred when the die used to strike the coin was improperly aligned during the minting process. The result was a coin with the letters on the obverse and reverse appearing twice, giving it a distinct and unique appearance. Coins with this error are extremely rare and valuable, and examples of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar with double die errors can sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Another error that was found in some 1974 Eisenhower dollars was the misalignment of the die, which caused the designs on the obverse and reverse to be shifted slightly off-center. This error makes the coin visually striking and highly sought after by collectors. These off-center coins are considered to be valuable because they are produced in such limited numbers, and they are prized for their unusual and unique appearance. Aside from production errors, other factors that contributed to the rising value of the 1974 $1 coin were its connection to a significant time in American history. The coin's design, featuring the portrait of President Eisenhower, was a way to commemorate a pivotal figure in the history of the United States. The eagle design on the reverse also represented strength and unity, themes that resonated deeply with Americans in the 1970s. As time went on, the 1974 $1 coin began to take on more historical significance, making it all the more valuable to collectors. The appeal of the 1974 $1 coin was also heightened by the increasing interest in coin collecting during the late 20th century. As more and more people became aware of the potential value of coins, the demand for rare and unusual examples grew. Collectors were especially interested in coins that were not only aesthetically pleasing but also had a unique backstory, and the 1974 Eisenhower Dollar fit the bill perfectly. By the 1990s and 2000s, the 1974 $1 coin had become an essential part of many collectors' portfolios. So, what is the value of the 1974 $1 coin today? With its historical significance, unique design, and relative scarcity, the coin's value has risen dramatically. In particular, coins that exhibit minting errors, such as the double die or off-center strikes, are especially valuable. A well-preserved 1974 Eisenhower dollar in excellent condition can be worth thousands of dollars, while a rare minting error coin can command prices upwards of $144,000. This remarkable price is a testament to how a coin, which was initially overlooked by the general public, has evolved into one of the most sought-after collectibles in the numismatic world. If you're fortunate enough to come across a 1974 Eisenhower dollar with a minting error or in particularly good condition, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The value of this coin has only continued to rise, and it remains a symbol of both the U.S. Mint's efforts to innovate during the 1970s and the fascinating world of coin collecting. In conclusion, the 1974 $1 coin represents much more than just a piece of currency. It encapsulates a period of change in the United States, a time when the country was grappling with political and economic challenges. The coin's striking design, its connection to a revered president, and its role in the broader history of U.S. coinage make it a treasure for collectors and a symbol of the nation's rich heritage. Today, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is a rare and valuable collectible, with some examples fetching prices as high as $144,000. For collectors, this coin is not just a piece of change, it's a piece of history.